to the innovative Compubyte POS software. In this tutorial I will briefly go and teach you how to use the parameters. When you go into your login screen, you'll see here is your parameters button. So if I click the parameters button, I can now put in the supervisor code, the highest level code 1234, and I'm into my program parameters. What are program parameters? Sometimes you have a specific request or you have a specific need for modifications in your software. So let's say you want to stop or not have the discount prompt anymore. So you can set the parameter to remove the discount prompt. Now how are you going to find in all these 500 parameters here what is the discount prompt? So all you do is in your discount, in your search, you just type in discount. Now discount. Now it will give you all the parameters for discount. So the first parameter is enter 1 to suppress the discount prompt. So if you put in a 1 here, then the prompt will be suppressed for discount. So let's go again. We put discount, and then you can see enter an excess code to be able to sell below a cost. Then you can maximum global discount. Excess code needed if any database customer having a discount selling structure. So all these parameters you can set them according to this particular discount field. One of the things often asked is, what if the customer buys about 10 or 11 items and at the end of the items is bought for just say 10,000 rands, and you want to basically give him those items for 9,000 rands. So which parameter would you use to basically allow you to give you an extra prompt every time you end the document so that you can change the values at the bottom? You look at these parameters and you'll see there is one parameter here that will allow you to do that. It tells you enter maximum discount allowed in point of sale systems. Now it's not that one. Enter maximum global discount in point of sale system. So that's the one you choose, and it tells you use only if you need to give a discount at the end of the document. So now if you put a 1 in there and you do a discount, it will basically take, when you do a sale, it will basically allow you to round off a discount at the end of the document. That's what parameters actually do. You can also use the parameters to set up things like what is connected to your systems. Now let's say you want to connect a cash drawer and it's connected to your LPT1 or your printer port. So you're going to type in DRAW and it shows you all the parameters and where you can basically set up the parameter. You'll see because it's .NET, all the parameters are usually from 200 onwards are for the .NET. The older parameters are from 1 to 200 from the DOS program. But some of the old DOS parameters are still being used even in the .NET program. So you can, if you know your printer is connected, if you know your cash drawer is connected directly to your printer, then you just put in there and you would basically then choose that particular cash drawer. In the parameters you can also decide like what type of printer you're using. Are you using a dot matrix printer? So you say dot matrix. Those are the old printers that uses a parallel port, and you can now immediately state on which printer port it has to be. It also tells you that you have to then change parameter number 215 to specify what port you got. So you can go to entry number 215 and you can specify on LPT2, that means it's on the port number 2 it must print a cash, it must print credit notes, and on LPT1 it must print invoices and credit notes. So you can specify where you want to print. You can also specify on what stationery you want to print by choosing 216. Now you can choose what stationery you want to print. The parameters basically allows you to customize your software to your specific requirements. Let's say you don't want to give, or you don't want selling prices to be ever changed on your system. They are fixed, and you just type in selling, and immediately as you type in SELLING, it gives you all the selling parameters. It tells you enter 1 to accept a quantity of 1 and a selling price without asking you to confirm the price. So if you put a 1 here and in your point of sale, then it won't stop at your selling price so that you can change. It will automatically accept the selling price. Similarly, if you want to just bypass the quantities without asking you to press enter, or without pressing enter, you will search for units or quantity and it will find the same thing. It tells you insert the decimal structures or the highest units or whatever you basically want to set up in your different parameters. Also, if you have a specific type of business, so if you're a takeaway, so you're going to put takeaway, and then all the parameters are there for you for the takeaway. Let's say you want to change the way your main logo menus are. So you type logo, and it should basically start showing you all the parameters for your logo. So it tells you insert one if you have a Vista style logo. So if you want the Vista style logo, you're going to put a 1 in this particular parameter. This is where you basically put it. Now you have multiple terminals. If you want all the terminals to have the same parameter, you just put an A there, and it will set it for all the terminals, and to clear for all the terminals. So if you did set it and you want to clear it for all the terminals, you can clear it. And also you can basically have and set up your own print. You can also specify whether you got your own logo designed, so you can go there and say what logo is going to basically be set up. So you can set up your own logo designs for your different printers. Let's just look at your search. Your search is very similar to the search that you have when you're searching for your stock items. So let's say in a case I'm looking for a day end report. So I say day plus END. So it's giving me everything about my day end, and it's bringing it the reports closer. So I can say what stationery I want to use, what has to be printed, what items, what excess code must appear, and things like that. You can even basically your menu items on the top you can basically set up. Also at this place you can also, if you want to set all your excess codes, you just type in excess, ACCE excess, and now you can set up all the excess codes. Like this excess code is to be able to sell below a cost price. This excess code is a minimum profit percentage that you have to make. So all the various excess codes can be also set up by just putting excess code, and you can see where you want to set up all the different excess codes. It is recommended that if you're using this particular function, you've got to know exactly what each of these parameters do. There's at this point in time there's about 251 parameters, and they will continue to increase depending on how we do and when we do customization of the software. Sometimes we'll do specific things just for you, and then we'll create a parameter in your name. After you press the X, it automatically stores that parameter, and the next time you're going to use your software, the parameters will be changed accordingly.